Now, last class we discussed about what is the scope of Splunk and where we can get the job in which domain, any domain you can, retailer, health, even finance, every domain are using Splunk. Topmost MNC companies are using Splunk. So every project we need one person which will be work on Splunk. Accenture basically this is the logo of Splunk. This is the logo of Splunk. That means Splunk plus Accenture. Accenture. Splunk plus Accenture. Okay. So this is the symbol of Accenture. Did you observe this one? So Accenture is the one of the partner for Splunk. Partners for Splunk. Accenture is the one of the partner for Splunk. So almost every project they are using Splunk. They're recruiting at least one person for the project. Okay. So from past 3.5 years onwards, I am teaching the classes. Teaching the classes for Splunk. Nearly 700 plus people are placed. I think you can check the Splunk. Very few institutes are teaching the Splunk. Okay, very few institutes are teaching the Splunk, and few persons are teaching the Splunk. In that few persons, I am the one of the candidate. Okay, so even some people are teaching the Splunk with cyber security, but they just giving a basics of say Splunk. It is not helpful to get the job. It is not helpful. Basics of Splunk. It is not helpful. Helpful to get a job in SOC also. SOC also. So why? Because I face a lot of interviews. I face a lot of interviews. Even my students face a lot of interviews. So according to their feedbacks, according to my knowledge, according to my experience, in frankly saying that even a SOC selection also they ask all completely on Splunk only. Completely on Splunk only. And the note is it is our syllabus. It is our syllabus. It is our syllabus. That's one of the best part. Got my point? Now, so if you learn the course, like if I already told you, if you have some basic communications and basic computer knowledge, so that is enough to learn my course. Why? Because every basic interaction with Splunk, interactions, basic technology which is interacted with Splunk, basic technology which is interact or which is close to Splunk, I will teach. I will teach. But my main focus on Splunk only. I already told you Splunk having a lot of names. We can call it as a log monitoring. We can call it as a search tool. We can call it as a reporting tool. And we also call it as application monitoring tool, infrastructure monitoring tool, search tool, SIM tool, analytical tool. Whatever the name it should be, whatever the name it should be. Okay. Splunk deals with the log files. Maximum Splunk deals with the log files. What do you mean by log files means? You have a resources like router, switches, server, CPU, RAM, or networking devices and IoT devices. All will generate some data. All will. Even your smartwatch will generate some data. Okay, based on their activities, operations, and performances. All the activities, operations, and performances of the particular device will store as some data. The data we call it as a mission data. The data we call it as a mission data. That mission data is in the form of log files. That mission data is in the form of log files. Unfortunately, that mission data is in the form of log files. That means log files is in the form of unstructured data. Why? Because it is not understandable. It is not understandable. Just let's see what is structured and what is unstructured. So this is called structured actually. For example, here we have a prices CSV. So this is called structured. Why? Because it has a schema, rows and columns. So there we have a columns and values. This is the columns and rows, columns and records we have. Okay, this is called structured, comma separated value. So space separated values, tab separated values, other character separated values. So structured is nothing but maintaining the data in databases. So their databases will maintain some structured as well as semi-structured, whatever it may be. Both will be considered as a structured only. They are having a own schema like a rows and columns. It's in the form of tabular formats. Unstructured is in the form of raw data. Unstructured is in the form of raw data. For example, I have a one unstructured data. So this is unstructured data actually. This is unstructured data. So this is one event generated by IP address, this IP address. So this IP address doing some activity on the buttercupsgames.com .com website. So that activity will be registered as a vanilla event. Here also, this same IP address is doing another activity with same website, and other IP address will be doing some other activity. And these IP address same, all are same, different activities, all will be registered. See here, if you try to understand this one, please respond to my question. Did you understand these raw events?
No.
Anybody?
No.
No?
Yes.
Okay, fine. Now, there we have one more log file I will show you. There is a Linux web server is there. So many people are accessing that web server. So they're getting some events. Linux 30 days log is there. This is Linux 30 days log. Now see, Sunday, October 29, 2017, so and so time, WW1 web, so and so security, and then this is the SSHD and failed password for invalid user JBix from so and so IP address from port SSH2. That means, as a technical person, we can understand what log it should be, what raw event it should be. You got my point? As a technical persons, we can at least try, we can at least understand somewhat on that raw event. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes? I'm sorry, I'm not getting you.
Yes, sir, it is understandable.
Yes, sir. At least some basics you can understand. But here, please respond to my question. Here, my scenario is that I want to know what is the JPEX user here. How many times he was failed password? He got failed password. A JPEX is the user. I want to check how many times he was failed password. Otherwise, there is another scenario, real-time scenario. I want to check all the users which was failed password. You see here, somewhere we have a accepted passwords also there. Somewhere they will receive disconnect. You got my point? How to find out it? For example, if you talk about a JBix, Control F. I'm just checking the JBix. Enter. How many times? JBix is how many times? Enter, enter, enter. Enter, enter. See how many times it is. Even Control F can't do anything. In this scenario, even Control F can't do anything. Then tell me how you can do that things. We can just get this data into a Splunk. Splunk automatically converts your unstructured data into a structured data based on their operation intelligence. Splunk will develop by operation intelligence. So Splunk automatically based on the source type of data, it will create some structured data. It will extract some fields from the event data. You got my point? So that extraction of fields, we call it as a structured data. With that structured data, you can understand. Got my point? For example, in this scenario, this is one of the real-time scenario. Please try to follow it. For example, I have this IP, this data. In this, I want to find out. See here, there is a lot of transactions we have. There we have a action equals to add to cart. Action equals to purchase. Action equals to purchase. Action equals to add to cart. Action equals to add to cart. Now tell me, please respond to my question and tell me what is the failed transaction in all these activities? Which one you consider as a failed transaction? Which one you consider as a failed transaction? Please tell me which one you will consider as a failed transaction. So it is not a technical question. For example, if you start a e-commerce site like Flipkart, okay, which one you consider as a failed transaction?
So amount paid by the customer for the product, so that is called paid transaction.
That means
Paid transaction.
the candidate who visit our website
And buy the
product,
purchase the product.
and after that change the quantities, and after that add to cart, and after that purchase. That means the candidate who visit and purchase
the product.
Purchase the product. That is the failed transaction. Yes or no?
Yes.
Now tell me in this. So this so and so candidate IP address person visit the www.buttercups.com file. It is like a Flipkart. So he done some 2 transactions, but whereas 11 person is there. So see 164.11, he done lot of transactions. In that, what are the IP addresses who done fake transactions? My real-time scenario is, what are the IP addresses which was done with the paid transactions. How you will find out it? Is it possible with this data?
No.
No. Now we just get this data into a Splunk. See, I already get this data into a Splunk. I'm checking and I will create that one. See, I already get the data into a Splunk. This one. Now I'm trying to search the data. So searching the data with the index name. Why? Because I am storing the data in tutorial index storage. So that's why index equals to tutorial index. This will be explained later. Don't worry about it. Okay. And in tutorial data, three types of data are there. I am exclusively checking for access data and I am checking for all time. There we have a different modes. I'm choosing a smart mode. Everything I will explain. Don't worry about it. Just search it. Try to understand the concept. That's it. Everything, every content I will share. See, this is only the raw events. Now, how you can achieve it means, see, Splunk automatically, if you search the data based on the raw data, Splunk automatically creates some field names and field values. Field names and field values. This is called structured. This is unstructured. This is structured. Splunk automatically create that structured data. With that structured data, you can achieve that things. See here, you create a client IP and also you create an action. Now, what you want? Transactions. Transaction is the command in Splunk. It is called SPL command. SPL command, search processing language. Transaction, client IP. So just check the scenario. Client IP starts with view, ends with purchase. Starts with you and ends with purchase. The events start with view and end with purchase. See here. So this is the client IP. He started with view and after that action purchase. Again same. Again he will check one more product. Again add to cart and after that he stopped. Same. Here see. Action equals to add to cart and after that action equals to so and so add to cart. Action equals to purchase. Action equals to view. Action equals to so and so remove and after that action equals to so and so and after that action equals to purchase. Got my point?
Hmm.
Like that you can search your data with your SQL query and create your visualizations with your different commands. Got my point or not? Yes or no? Please respond.
Yes, sir.
So like that you will get a good benefits on working with Splunk. Why? Because Splunk is a software platform which makes your unstructured data into structured data. A Splunk is a software platform which will search your data coming from the different range of sources, which will be a unstructured or which makes your mission data accessible, usable, and valuable to everyone. Now, because mission data is in the form of unstructured data. Sir, why we are need to work on mission data? What is the purpose of working on mission data? Sir, did you observe this one anytime? You are doing some phone pay transaction while having a coffee on outside. If you want to check that transaction, is it possible? Is it possible or not? You are doing some transactions in your phone pay. Is it possible to check the transactions or not?
Yeah, possible, sir.
When how you will get possibility? Why? Because phone
Yes,
pay
sir.
person is maintaining your transactions in their databases, and you will get access with the database with the latest, and you can check, recollect your transactions, yes or no.
Yes, sir.
Now that is called structured actually. Why? Because phone pay transactions and other transactions will be maintained on databases. Databases will maintain semi-structured or structured data. But tell me, right now I am speaking. Okay, this is one example. And the second example is, if you try to purchase a one mobile phone in lot mobiles, what they will do? They will give you one paper. So you need to fill that paper, and you need to pay the insurance paper, insurance payment also in the paper itself. You got my point? How they will make it as a document? Nowadays people makes the digital na. How they make it as a document? PDF is a structure? No, unstructured. That means nowadays in the world, 70%, nearly 60 to 70% of data is unstructured data. Only 20 to 30% only structured data. Did you accept this one? Did you accept this one?
Yeah, accept.
Sorry? Only one guy in our meeting. Why people are not responding? Without respond, how I can understand whether you are understanding or not? At the time of my studies, my trainer won't give chance to interact with me and interact with them, with him. At the time, I feel so bad. That's why my trainer is still being like a trainer only. I don't want to be your trainer. I don't want to be your trainer. I want to be your friend. I want to interact with you. I want to share my knowledge to you. If you ask your questions, if you interact with me, so that I can get lot of interest to share things to you. Only interaction will believes. Try to please interact with me. So whether you join the class or whether you continue the class, whatever it may be, if you are in online, try to interact with me. At least if I ask a question, try to interact with me. For every time we don't want.
Sure, sir.
Did you accept that one? Say 50, 60 to 70% is unstructured, and it's 30 to 40, 20 to 30% is structured data in nowadays world consists of?
Yeah, accepted, sir.
Yes, accepted. Why? Because almost people are not using databases now. Yes, for maintaining structured data, they are using databases. Yes, databases have special place in IT technology in any industry. But apart from that, most of the people are working on unstructured data. Why? Because right now I am talking that will be taken as a translator, so that is also considered as a structured. Okay, in my words, in my class, overall class, how many times I repeated Splunk name? I want to check. That is from translator. We can check. That is also unstructured. And PDFs and songs, MP3, all we consider as unstructured. Only rows and columns having one schema or database data in databases considered as a structure. So that's why Splunk having a special place. Why? Because it is dealing with the unstructured data. Nowadays, data is growing fast. And my special recommendation for the guys who learning new technology, whether you will follow or not, but my recommendation is whatever the tool you are working, whatever the tool you are learning, or whatever the technology you are learning, if it is related to the data, if it is related to the data, any technology, definitely you will have a special place in IT industry also. Why? Because First World War, how they came, I don't know. Second World War, how I came, I don't know. But Third World War will come basis on data only. Definitely, I believe that it will comes basis on data only. You can research it also. That much of power of data. Who having more data is that power. Okay, Google. How Google is power, making power. How Google is in first place. Tell me. Why Google is in first place? Why? Because it has lot of data, lot of information. He's gathering, he is gathering from users only. That's why Google is giving every answer to every question. Yes or no? Got my point?
Yes, sir.
Now, what is the benefit of mission data? Yes, why we are working with the mission data? As I said, like if you are going with the mission data, I will give one simple example to understand if you are working with the mission data, what benefits you will get. Structured, unstructured. Unstructured is nothing but mission data. Now, what is the benefit of going with mission data means? Just I will tell you one example. There is a Flipkart website. You try to purchase one product. You like one product and you are trying to purchase that product. What you will do? The first stage, what you will do? You like one product in Flipkart. You need to purchase that product. Tell me at first stage, what you will do. If you have a registration with that Flipkart, you just log
Yes,
into that Flipkart. If you don't have a registration, you just register with your mobile number, phone number, like email address, and other information or other details. And you will register it and you will log in it. And after that, you will go through that search bar and you will search the product. And after that, you will add to cart and you will purchase that product. Yes, am I right?
yeah, right, sir.
Now,
Yes,
my question is, if you don't have a registration, you are trying to register with Flipkart. Yes, you fill the form from first to end. But unfortunately, Flipkart, you didn't click on confirmation. You didn't confirm the details. You didn't confirm the details. You didn't confirm the details. Is it possible to log in? Is it possible to log in?
I think no, sir.
No. Why? Because if you register, the details will be maintained on Flipkart database. The details is maintained on Flipkart database. And again, you are trying to log in. It cross check the database and it will cross check the details you mentioned on the login time. And once it will be correct, then it will give a access to access our Flipkart with your account. Otherwise, it will say invalid user. Same like that. If you don't confirm, what will happen? The data details you provide is not saved in database. That time you don't get access. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Now, tell me in this scenario, please try to understand. In this scenario, tell me, I was interested to buy the product. I was very much interested to buy the product in Flipkart. That's why I entered into Flipkart.com. That's why I tried to register, but unfortunately I didn't confirm it. Now in this scenario, who is loser?
So,
Tell me, sorry. Who is loser in this scenario? For example,
product manufacturer, sir.
X person and Flipkart person. X person is very much interested to buy the product. That's why he entered into Flipkart.com. He tried to register, okay, but unfortunately he didn't confirm it. Now tell me, X person is loser or Flipkart person is loser?
Flipkart person is good.
Yes, absolutely right. Flipkart person is, yes, Flipkart person is loser. Why? Because X person, if he don't have any registrations, he directly purchase the product now. That means Flipkart business person keep this all these things and he waste his time. But it is necessary. I'm not talking about that. It is not necessary like that. But Flipkart person as a business person, he is not supposed to serve the product to the customer. Yes, customer is interested, but due to some reasons, okay, he is not registered, whatever it may be. But Flipkart person is the loser. Again, a X person will go to the another website or another e-commerce site and he will purchase it. It's not a problem. But as a business person, as a business person, Flipkart person is the loser. Why? Because he entered into his website also. A person, X person is also entered into website also, but that Flipkart is not going to sell that product. It's completely Flipkart problem. Now tell me nowadays what is there? Salespersons are come inside the home and selling their products. But a customer is going to the Flipkart but unable to sell that product means who is the problem? Definitely, definitely Flipkart problem only. Now, how he can contact to that person, X person? Yes, Flipkart person don't have any details about X person. How he can contact? Yes, if you talk about a database level, databases will be stores the data which was transaction done. That means whatever the confirmation data will be maintained. But there is a mission data. That mission data will stores all the activities, all the operations, and all the performances. That means X person is trying to access a Flipkart.com. So X person in his user, X person means user. So in his laptop, he is trying to check a www.flipkart.com. That means a website. He will connect to the Flipkart server directly. Okay. That time, this Flipkart server will create some raw event based on the activity, user activity. User activity is to connect the flipkart.com so that activity will be registered. So and so IP address was connected to the flipkart.com via Chrome browser with a SSH 22 port. Like that, it raw event will be created in the Flipkart server. Now, Flipkart person having a data with the Flipkart server, that is IP address. With this IP address identity, you can directly connect to the X person again and again. Is it possible or not?
That's possible.
That's what, that is the one of the best benefit we are going with the mission data. So whatever the confirmation will be maintained on the structure, but not confirmed data also register as a one activity in the raw event, raw format. From that raw format, we can try to read that raw format so that you can get access to that X person or that unknown person with that IP address. So that's one of the best benefit. And one more important thing, here we are talking about a Flipkart database now. Whatever the confirmation data will be maintained on databases. Yes or no? Apart from that, you can monitor the database also, whether it is active or not, how many events, how many data is, how much data you are maintaining, what is the performances of that particular. Why? Because database is also one server. Server consists of a mission data. If you go with the mission data, what activities will be done? That will be also registered. That means no need to connect with the database also. You can connect directly with the DB connector, so that confirmation data also you can access with the Splunk with the help of mission data. And one more important thing is that, no sir, I want to connect directly with the databases only. I don't want to deal with the mission data. I want to deal with the databases only. Yes, no problem. In Splunk, we have a DB connector. It is a one application. You just download the DB connector, and with the help of DB connector, you can connect to the databases, and you will fetch the data from the databases also. That many benefits you have in the Splunk. So that if you go with the mission data, we have a lot of benefits. We can monitor your servers, we can monitor your CPU, we can monitor your memory, we can monitor your disk space. Every operations in your server will be monitored. Any error and problem and incidents will be monitored. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
That's why we are going with the mission data. So one of the best tool is Splunk. Splunk makes your mission data accessible, usable, and valuable to everyone. So that's all enough today. So tomorrow we will go with why Splunk. We have a lot many tools are there in the market. ELK, Sumo Logic, Dynatrace, AppDynamics, Negios, Datadog, Logstash, Logily, IBM QRadar, SolarWinds, McAfee, HP ArcSight, Solar, SIM tool, RSA, Envision, Logarithm, Netcool, Observability. Like we have a Grafana, Log DNA, and the multiple tools are there. Multiple, 20 plus tools. I know 20 plus tools in theoretically. Apart from that tools, why we are going with the Splunk? Why we are going with Splunk? What is the specialty we have in the Splunk? Why people are looking for Splunk? We'll see on next class. So it's time to ask a questions. Till time, please ask your questions, whatever the questions you have.
Sir,
Yes, please.
sir, along with the Splunk, we learn any other skills, sir. Like, so for example, we take Power BI, learn SQL, SSIS, and etc. In the same way, along with the Splunk, we need any tools required to learn.
For Splunk, no tool is required. Direct tool. Splunk is direct tool, direct software. No tool is required. But Splunk is a software which will be implemented on different operating systems. So for that, so most of the companies are using Linux operating systems. So that we need a basics of Linux. And also nowadays people are looking for a cloud, so that at least you need to know basics of cloud. It is not for the Splunk, it is for the every technology. That's why Splunk is direct tool. You can learn only Splunk.
Okay.
Any questions?
No.
Please ask your
Nothing. No.
questions. No problem. Another 4 minutes time we have.